Good morning, kids. So let's get this trading week started. I'm going to jump right into the analysis. I'm going to try to keep this video only a few minutes long. That way you can know exactly what to be looking, or at least you'll know exactly what I'm looking for this trading day. All I ask is that you take 3 seconds to hit the like button. Okay, 3, 2, 1. If you hit the like button, great. If not, hopefully I can convince you at some point during this video. Now let's jump into it. I haven't fixed up my charts from last week. We're on Euro JPY right now on the 1 hour. So there was 2 possible outcomes last week. Price could come to this zone and bounce its resistance. That did not happen. Instead, we had price break above. Now we will be waiting on a retrace back to this zone and a test of support. If price doesn't come back here to test the support and bounce, we may continue all the way up to here. And if we see rejection here at this zone, it might be good to take sells. So I'll be calling out all my trades to members. I'll be sharing the analysis of this in the free Telegram. If you're not in the free Telegram, hit the link in the description for my free training, and you can learn exactly how I trade, learn my trading system, and you can also follow my analysis for free in my free Telegram. So GBP JPY right here. So we had 2 outcomes. Price could have bounced right here, or it could break above, come back and retest and bounce. At this point, I'd say that we've broken above this zone. I'd say we've broken. Here, let's tune up the 1 hour zone a little bit right here. I'd say we've broken above. We've already bounced 1 time, it looks like. Yeah, and in fact, I'd probably drag it a little bit lower. So this looks like it's pretty clear. So it looks like we've broken above, bounced once. This is looking pretty good. Like price might continue up to the highs again. So this is one of 2 things will happen. It'll continue going up here. The ideal case I would look for is for it to come back into the zone just to be able to get an entry. And then look to take profits up in here. I won't be doing that. I'm slightly modifying my system because we found that a 1-to-1 risk reward gets us like almost an 80% win rate. So we're going to be compounding and doing things slightly differently this month here at Mission FX. But you could target the next previous zone. It's just the win rate is going to be a little bit lower, so you'll typically have a little bit more losing streaks. I covered all this in our September metrics for this past month and ran all the scenarios as to what would have happened and this and that, and if we would have done things differently. The win rate with 1-to-1 is it's 81%. The win rate that we had this month was 32%. But trying to target the next zone. Losing streaks are bigger, like 5 trade losing streaks or more at some times. With 1-to-1 risk reward, the worst losing streak was 2 trades in a row. So that's how we're gonna be doing things this coming week. I don't know. Just you guys do whatever the hell you want. Okay. So I'm gonna say if price comes back here to this zone and starts to bounce again, it'd probably be worth a shot to just take a little buy to capitalize on a bounce off this zone. I don't expect this to happen. I don't expect price to come all the way back here and test. I kind of just expect it to continue up right now. There's like this little 5-minute support resistance that we're at. Like, so if it goes up from here, cool, yeah, it's fine. But if it does come back into this zone and starts bouncing again, that'd be good for buys. Another potential scenario is that it could break through here, in which case I'd wait for a test of this zone again and look for sells. Okay, so that's the 2 things on GJ. So this is the 1 hour zone that I'll be trading off of. So it's either taking bounces for buys to continue up or waiting for price to break back below, pop back above, retest, and then taking sells. That's it. Pretty simple. AUD JPY, so I thought price would come up into this zone and then reject downwards. It did slightly. So it looks like we did have a little bit of that slight rejection downwards this morning. And I would have taken this for a sell most likely. Yeah, I mean, I would have been looking. So let's drag this. We're going to drag up the 1 hour zone a little bit further to encapsulate these previous highs up here. Guess we'll go to the minute 15 to see it better. But we do have a high right there, here, and then we had price reject again as resistance. I can tell you guys right now, had I been awake watching this, I would have taken a sell. Like, so this would have been like the double top. I would have waited for price to pop back up just a little bit because I don't like entering outside of the zones. I like only entering when price is at the zones. I would have had a stop above the zone. So yeah, I would have taken a sell on this and it would have stopped out. So I don't know. It's kind of fortunate I was asleep, I guess. So here's what I'm going to be waiting for. So price could start rejecting a support right here. I'd like to see a deeper retrace into this zone. And then if we find support, I'll be looking to buy. Even if we just get like price pinning into the zone and then pushing up, that'll be fine. Another potential outcome that could occur is that price could crack back below this zone, come back up and start trying to find resistance. And if that occurs, then I'd look to take sells off the zone. Just trying to get a little bit of a bounce off the zone. That's it. Taking sells or buys to capitalize on what price is doing. So we'll wait and see. Price is technically testing the previous highs, but like I said, I'd like to see a retrace like a little bit deeper into the zone. And then I'd like to see some rejection for buys. If it comes deeper into the zone and starts closing below in the minute 5 and minute 15, then this will probably end up turning into a fake out. And if it does turn into a fake out, price will probably do something like this right here, where it breaks down below, tests, and continues down. GBP USD. I really don't see much. So this zone is acting crazy right now, so I'm going to take that off, and instead I'm going to adjust it up to here to these previous highs. So it looks like it's just broken the highs, retested, and started to bounce. I would not have taken this trade had I been watching, because there wasn't two bounces. There's just this one right here. But if price does come into this zone a second time and start bouncing as support, I will be looking to take a buy off of this zone. So that's the first outcome. If price comes here a second time and starts bouncing, I'll look for a buy. If price breaks below this zone and then comes back and tests and starts finding resistance with like a little double top right here or something, then I'll be looking for sells. And by the way, I'm kind of tired this morning. I'm having my coffee right now. If I said a double top right there, I'm sorry. I meant a double bottom. I want to see price come back a second time and form like another low and start bouncing off that zone. So my apologies, my sweet grasshoppers, if I said double, like, well, I don't even know. I'm like kind of tired right now. Okay, so let's go look at Euro USD. So we'll go to the 1 hour. So I had these outcomes all marked up from last week. Looks like the sell one ended up playing out, but I stopped trading on Friday after like noon, so I didn't take any more trades after then. So let's look at this right here. So we've got this support resistance zone. Cool. Price has already bounced. It's already broken above, tested, and started to bounce away from it. So let's see. This would have been a good trade right here. That first rejection would have occurred, then this price would have come a second time and dipped below the zone, so I wouldn't have been waiting for buys at that point. Price pushed back up into the zone and started rejecting once, but again, I need to see two bounces, so then that would have not been a valid sell signal, and then price would have pushed back up, came back, and then started bouncing right here. This was two bounces, so this would have been good. There's that first bounce right there, then a second pin into the zone, and then a rejection with a bullish candle, it's like a bullish wick closure and then a bullish candle right after that. So this right here would have been a pretty decent buy. The zone might have been a little bit lower like that, it looks to be. But all in all so that would have been a good buy. Long story short, price is away from that zone right now, so we need to figure out the next stop for Euro USD. Looking back on the charts, zooming out on the 1 hour, going to the 4 hour, I don't know. We'll have to wait for some structure to get formed here on EU. We're kind of floating around in the middle of nowhere right now. The next stop, I mean, if it can reach this high, is probably this little like set of lows and highs right in here. It's two lows and then it's one high as resistance. So if we'll go here, there was support twice, broke, tested as resistance, and fell. There's also this zone right here, but it's a little bit harder to see on that time frame. We could see price stop there. We could see price stop here. And we'll go back out to the 1 hour and we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it could be anything. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I think probably going to leave Euro USD alone this today's trading session. I don't really see a lot of clear structures where price might bounce or continue at. AUD USD. So we had a couple different scenarios. This was cool. So let's see. So price kept bouncing as support right here at this one. Let's go back out to the 1 hour and try to clean this up. So let me just take this off here. Take off all these potential outcomes. I took two trades on AUD USD on Friday. Both of these right here. I got stopped out on one, then I won this one, and then I won two other trades on GBP JPY, which were these two. So it was like 4 trades on Friday, 3 winners and 1 loss. So it was fine. For this right here, so let me just adjust this support level a little bit lower. Price has sort of been ranging right now at this area. We found support a couple times. Price is still making higher highs, higher lows. The next resistance area we have is sort of right here. I don't know exactly what the zone might be because we could drag it to the top right there. We could drag it right here to where the candles are. Yeah, this kind of looks like a little bit more. This looks like it tried to break and test and move upwards, but so we're kind of in a range right now in AU. I'm going to need to see a break out of this range. I'm not going to try to trade anything in here because it could break out at any second. So I'm going to wait for a push above and a test here and a bounce. And if that doesn't occur, then I'll wait for a push below here and then a test. And I'll look to trade a little bounce if it comes up I'll look to try to get into a little sell right there. So that's it. If price breaks up above and starts opening up upwards, the next stop would be these highs. If price breaks below here, tests and starts going downwards, the next stop is right here for profit taking. However, I wouldn't be looking to trade a reliable bounce off this zone, just because it hasn't really been respected very well in the past. There's all this like leakage and candles breaking up above and wicking into it, but it's certainly an area I'd look for profit taking at. So that's that. AUD USD. US 30. Let's see what US 30. I'm kind of interested what US 30 is doing. So, okay, cool. So I had this outcome from last week. It looks like it's playing out now. It looks like price did sweep up above the zone first, and then it faked out, came back below, tested, and now is bouncing downwards. This looks like it's going to be continuing down. There's also like a trend line in here. You can take trend lines with a grain of salt, but there is lower lows and lower highs being formed on the 1 hour, 4 hour chart. So yeah, I mean there is this zone right here as well, but I think this one up here is a little bit more important. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I got the zones right here. Yeah. If we get back above here and start bouncing, this will be a break and retest for support. You could look for long continuations. What I think is a little bit more likely, we've already tried to bounce 1, 2, 3, 4 times right here and we failed to go up. So what I think is a little bit more likely, what I'll be looking for during this session is a break below, a test, and I'll be looking for a bounce right here. That's what I'll be looking for. So I'll set an alert here just below the lows to see if we crack this zone. Crack the zone, close below, and then start coming back up, testing and bouncing. I think sells would be a good thing to look for. And I'll adjust this zone as necessary once price starts creating some structure. A gold right here. So I'm thinking gold will, still thinking gold will continue back down to here. Not thinking, but I'm waiting to see if price does come here, because if it does come here, I'm thinking gold might try to bounce right there. If we start seeing rejection and a bounce starts to happen, then I'll look to get in some buys. If price just smashes through this zone, then it comes and tests from the bottom, then I'll look to take some sells to capitalize on a little bounce away from this zone. So those are the two likely outcomes for gold this morning. Gold today, I guess, not just this morning. We'll be seeing what happens. SPY, we'll see what happens for today's session. I don't really trade that. In fact, I'm going to drag SPY down here because I always get hung up on SPY. I always get to it and I'm like, oh, I don't trade it. So crypto, so Bitcoin. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting on a retest back here of like 44.1K. That's the next daily support resistance zone. I'm waiting on a retest down in here. And if we start seeing rejection, I'm going to get into longs. I'm going to be trying to hold to the previous highs. This right here, if price does recover from here, would be about, depending on where you get in, 35% growth. So that would be cool. What I was waiting for initially was price to come down here to this low right here at 38. A little bit above 38. That never happened. Price ended up just finding support and ripping upwards right here. So, I mean, we got to adjust to the new market conditions. So I'm waiting on price to come up into here to bounce in that support resistance zone. That's it. Everything else, stocks, we're still holding all of our positions. It's taken like a 5% tumble last week, so pretty intense drop. But everything's still like long term looks great. I mean, like statistically, whenever the stock market has these crashes where it's like, like 5% or whatever, we hear 4%, 5%, 5%, 4%, 5 or 6% there. Every time there's like a crash or whatever, price has historically always made a recovery if you just look back across the past 10 years. So I'm not that worried. I'm still holding everything. 5% drawdown on our positions is kind of, for me, it's kind of heavy because I'm a little bit more of a conservative investor when it comes to stocks and stock trading. But I'm not worried. All the companies we're in, they're like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, not Tesla, Moderna, Peloton, Starbucks, Target. Like, these are not companies that are probably going to shit, right? They're companies that are probably going to keep doing fine. So I'm comfortable with my risk tolerance and everything. I'm comfortable holding them. So we're just holding on to them. So that's it. I'll be sharing some more analysis in my free Telegram. Again, if you're not in the free Telegram channel, just hit the link in the description to do my free trading. It's an hour-long video. I will show with you exactly how I trade. I will offer you a chance to buy my full program if you want like personalized mentorship and stuff. And then I will then email you a link to the free Telegram channel where you can just like follow my daily analysis and stuff. Hopefully I've got you to click the like button on this video. If you haven't, do that. It would really help out this channel and stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. You'll have a great, safe trading session. Cheers.